Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man whose girlfriend goes to cheat on after a misunderstanding about her weight. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. When I was growing up, I was always kind of the fat kid in school. My parents were also overweight and we didn't exactly have the best eating habits. Fast food every other day, and unhealthy fried food made at home sometimes too. So I always just sort of kept that mentality as I got into high school and my adult life. It bothered me sometimes, but like with a lot of problems, I would notice it and then just let it be swept under the rug. My girlfriend is a longtime friend of mine. We met each other in high school and started going out after. She never really minded the fact I was heavy, which I really appreciated since it was something that I was self-conscious about. And I always had a self-esteem thing about it when it came to girls. We have the same interests and hobbies, so it kind of just felt like a match made in heaven. After we got out of high school and started working, we got into an apartment together and lived our lives as a happy couple. Well, things started changing for me one day while I was at work. I work at a construction job operating machinery. One day as I was walking around a site, I felt a really sharp pain in my chest and had trouble breathing. I had occasional chest pains before then and sort of let it subside without thinking about it. A little bit later, and I wake up in the hospital with a doctor and some nurses hovering over me. I had a heart attack and passed out. They rushed me to the hospital and saved my life. When that happened, I decided enough was enough. The doctor basically told me too that I didn't exactly need convincing after almost dying. I completely changed my diet. I stopped drinking anything that wasn't water or the occasional black coffee at work. Meaning all soda, energy drinks, even juices were just out the window. I completely stopped eating fried food and ate only chicken, brown rice, and vegetables from then on. I also used my brother's student ID to get into the local university gym. I kept it really simple at first and then started expanding my options, starting mostly with cardio and then expanding into push-pull exercises, weightlifting, before moving on to specific body part exercises. I kept my schedule strict, my diet strict, and my lifestyle strict. I can't express how difficult it all was, especially in the beginning once the initial motivation had worn off. I felt an immediate shock to my system and wanted to go back right away. But once I worked it into my routine, it was like second nature. And what a difference it made. I felt so much better, the weight started to fall off me, and I noticed how much more energy I had. I used to get sick often, and I would get tired and sleep long hours. Now, I can just keep going and going without really any trouble. People really started to treat me differently too. I don't want to get into a fat phobia conversation or something, but people started being a lot nicer to me once I dropped weight. Well, I'm about 7 months, maybe 8 now, into this. I had a conversation with one of the guys at my workplace, and he tells me that he and his girlfriend started working out together. And it turned out really well for the both of them since they both kept each other motivated to not slow down. I thought this sounded like a good idea, so I came home that day and talked to my girlfriend about her day and stuff. Eventually, I brought up the idea that she would come with me to the gym. It was like a switch turned on, and I could feel an immediate tension. She asked me what I meant, and when I tried to explain my coworker's story, she interrupted me and told me to stop lying. I told her that I was telling the truth, and she kept asking me what I really meant. There was no getting past this idea. I tried to be as nice as I could be when talking to her, but she kept turning around everything that I was saying to her and taking it in a negative way. Eventually, she just got tired of us talking and stormed out. I haven't been able to reach her since then. Did I make a mistake? What should I say to her to convince her I didn't mean anything by it? I was just trying to get us to do something together. I didn't mean to cause a fight. Update. It is over. I found out yesterday that as a result of me asking my girlfriend to go to the gym with me, she went and cheated on me with a coworker of hers. 4 years down the drain just like that. She ended up coming back home a day after we had that fight. I asked her where she had been and if she wanted to talk again, and she just broke down crying. After she calmed down, she just kept telling me that she was sorry and that she didn't mean anything by what she did. I honestly thought she was talking about us having a fight. When she left the apartment, she went and called a coworker who I guess she had been flirting with. They spent the night with each other and she came back the next morning. She started telling me that she felt like I was saying that she was looking unattractive and just wanted to feel wanted. That it didn't mean anything to her and that she regretted it. I let her cry it out. When she calmed down, I told her that it was over and I could never trust her again. It took a little while to get her to come to terms with this, but I eventually got it through. I guess that my big life change was going to make me lose a lot more than I thought it was. I'm glad that I know now that she was capable of that, because I feel like if she was willing to cheat for a reason like that, it was only a matter of time before she found a reason to cheat. Better to get it out of the way. Anyway, thanks for reading if you have been. Peace. You did nothing wrong here, OP. You told your girlfriend about coming to the gym with you. She decided to take your words and turn them into something else that stems from her insecurities. And if only she listened to you and you two talked it out, she would have realized that you weren't insulting her about her weight. You just asked her to come to the gym so you two can be on this healthy journey together. She already had it in her mind to cheat on you. The misunderstanding you two had was her perfect excuse to do so. I'm glad you ended things with her. That's exactly what you should have done. Continue to care for yourself. Good luck, OP. Story 2. I, 31 male, was at my mom's side as she passed a few days ago and have been shattered since. She won't be there at home when I go visit anymore, she won't come visit, and she won't get to keep being a grandma. I thought I could depend on my wife, 33, to be there for me emotionally. I thought she would hold me as I cried, and that I could be safe with her and just let it go. Yesterday, I was home and she was looking through a bunch of stuff in the house when I found some pretty damning evidence of cheating that my wife thought she had hidden. I confronted her with it and she denied and finally admitted to having been sleeping around and also in a longer-term affair. She says she wants to make it work, that I'm her long-term and her everything, and we're supposed to grow old together. I don't even know how I feel at this point. I just feel completely dead, like I can't think anymore. We have kids too, and I don't want them to grow up in a broken household like I did. I don't really know why I'm posting, but I haven't told anyone anything yet. No friends or family. If we work it out, I don't want them to know what my wife did and judge her for it. But I need to tell someone, and I guess it's Reddit. Update. Thank you all for your advice. I've done a few things. I went to get an STD panel, which will take a few days to get back. I set up a DNA paternity test for each kid to find out the truth. I also asked my wife to leave for a while, and she's going out of town for the next couple of weeks. I'm taking the advice given, and I'm going to grieve for a while, and then I'll start thinking about what the future should hold. No matter what, it will hold forgiveness. But I need to figure out if that's together or separated. Also, I've been crying a lot, so yeah. One of the commenters mentioned zombie mode, and that describes me perfectly right now. But thank you all so much for your support. Just feeling like there's someone in my corner means a lot. OP, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Take however much time you need to process the death of your mother. I would highly recommend going to therapy. You might not want to talk to your friends and family, but you should speak to someone, especially one that can help you with your thoughts and emotions. And I know that you're a good man and have the interest of your children at heart, but raising them in a resentful and sad atmosphere after a spouse has cheated is much more broken than having divorced parents. She's only sorry because she got caught. Just my 2 cents. Again, I'm so sorry. Best of luck to you, OP. Now for some comments. I'm so sorry for your loss. Now's the time to take care of yourself and your kids. Take your time. You're still grieving with the loss of your mother, and this on top of that is a lot to deal with. Go to therapy and talk all out with someone you can trust. Once you've had some time to process everything, then you'll be better able to make a decision one way or the other. This is something that should be decided with a clear mind. Yeah, dude, I think you have to tell someone. It doesn't mean that you've decided on divorce, it just means that you've decided on having a second opinion. I think you should reach out because having all this bottled up inside with nobody to share with has got to be tough for you. By the way, with regard to kids, a lot of my friends have emotional scars because their parents stayed together when they shouldn't have. And a lot of my friends come from divorced households and grew up in an incredibly loving environment. Don't think that you have to stay together for the kids. Your happiness will affect theirs. I'm sorry this is happening to you. I found out that my partner had been cheating on me 2 days after my grandpa, who was like a father to me, passed away. I know a little bit about how you're feeling right now. I don't have much advice, except that you're in a very vulnerable position right now, and it's probably hard enough to just drag yourself out of bed in the morning, much less make decisions about important things. Take some time to yourself and try to figure out what you want, and where you want to be a year from now when the pain of these things has dulled a bit. Then stick to your guns and don't let anyone sway you. I made the mistake of being easily manipulated and not having the energy to put up a fight for the things I needed, and my healing process has suffered greatly because of it. Don't let her push you around. Don't let anyone tell you how you should be dealing with this. Do what feels right to you. Take care and best of luck. You'll come out of this okay in the end.